Ooh. 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 What it do, dudes? This is Great White making a habit again today with some more Portal Knights. Hope you guys are having an excellent day. I'm having an excellent day. Probably one of the best days of my whole entire life. Top 10 at least. Top 10 at least. I hope it's just as good for you guys. Guys, we got another update video. Lots of stuff to talk about. Guys, you wouldn't even believe how much stuff I've done since we last talked. You know what? Let's start somewhere else. We're not even gonna look at that thing. That's a totally new thing. We're gonna work our way up to it. Let's just talk about it. Guys, I've done a lot of work with the range area. Oh man, you can tell when I get over here, it gets super framey. I get so framey, there's so many things in here. But it's looking super cool. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. We still got a lot to do. We still need to fill out this stuff over here. But look at that. Look at the pathing turned out really great. Did a lot of work with Sapphire Daisies and Nikki Ma and Elementals and everybody that helped. Thank you guys so much. We really got it looking pretty cool now. And we need to get the shop put together too. There's no shop yet. This is where like the little market stall area thing's gonna be. We'll get there eventually, but for now, it's really something. I'm really happy with how it's turned out. Oh yeah, I don't think you guys have seen this yet. Oh, look at those frames. Oh, so framey. Look at this though. Check this out. We made a little fun thing. Oh yeah, we made this thing. I showed you guys all this already. Never mind, we've seen this already. Guys, let's move on to the other new stuff. There's actual new stuff that you might actually want to see. It's gonna be pretty neat. So if we go over here, you've seen all this already. You guys know what's up over here, but I did some changes to the mountain pass thing. Even though we need to get some better names for this stuff. We're gonna work on it. We're gonna get it straightened out. But check it out. I took this river and I really mixed it up. Really made it very different. Got some sweet rocks and stuff in there, making it look a lot more interesting, a lot more fun. I'm very happy with how this has turned out too. We're gonna probably do some edits to this part of the waterfall a little bit. I might make this a little bit more windy, a little bit less boring. But at the same time, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what strikes me, how the mood strikes me when we get into it, and I just start going crazy with it. I don't really plan ahead, guys. I just kind of do what feels right when I'm doing the building. You know, it usually turns out okay for me. Sometimes not, but luckily enough, you know, through the magic of editing, you guys don't have to see the mistakes. You just see the wonderful finished product. Yeah, pretty neat. Now, we kind of got like this side of this mountain done. So like there's this mountain, and there's this mountain, and this mountain over there is pretty much looking good. We'll still do some detailing stuff here and there, and I'm talking just about like the lower half. The top half of the mountain is going to be totally different. Oh my god, there's a whole other top half. We haven't even finished the bottom half of the mountain. Oh my goodness. Oh, then there's the inside of the mountain, which is another whole half. We're like a quarter of the way done. Maybe. We're not even close to a quarter of the way done. I'm going to stop thinking about it, or else I'm going to go into panic mode. Okay, guys, check this out. This is the next thing. So this is going to turn into a river, right? We already have like sort of a waterfall thing on the other side of that mountain. It turns into a river over here, and that river kind of leads all the way across. You guys just saw some of the thing I built. Ooh, you guys are gonna go crazy. You're gonna be like, great, why that's crazy. I'm gonna be like, I know, it's so crazy. So let's start with this. So I did a little springs thing. I created like a little springs type thing for over here. I think it worked out pretty well. I was a little bit worried about it. It was looking a little barren, a little bit bland and boring for a while, but I think it's really turned into something pretty cool. What I used is I used the celestial block. Well, celestial stone block is what we used for this stuff, and I think it looks pretty cool. It gives that sweet, crisp spring water look. And I think it really sets the mood for what I was going for. You know, you might come up here with your friends, you know, if you guys make it like a day hiking trip out of it. You come, you hang out, you know, you just take a seat in the springs and you're like, oh, we're good friends. We like to sit in the springs together. Feel that flowing water rush over your body. Feels so good. It's so relaxing. It's therapeutic. And then you move on with your day, and then it's great. It's a fun thing. It's a great destination, vacation destination for you and your family. Something like that. But it turned out really cool. Lots of tiers, lots of waterfalls, lots of flowing water, and it goes all the way down to the bottom. So that's how he kind of handled this side of the mountain pass. Thing turned out great. Now check this out. I made this bridge. This bridge, okay, I know what you're all thinking. Gray White, this bridge does not look like it belongs here. And I agree. And we're gonna fix it and change it. And look at the overflow problem we're having. So much overflow problem. So much overflow problem all the time, constantly. It never changes. I tell you guys, water in this game is a hassle to work with. A real hassle. But I love the way it looks, so I'll deal with it. I'll put up with it. just because I love it so much. There's a little hole in the ground. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. That's better. I still got some water flowing. It's fine. It's fine. This bridge doesn't look like it belongs here. I know. I just started going ham. I was building a bridge, and I was really having a good time with it, and it was looking cool, and I just went with it. So we're going to change this. It's going to look less menacing, less foreboding, less evil. Like, I don't know why. Every bridge I make does this. It looks like so, I don't know, like a fortress bridge. Every bridge I try to make turns out that way. On the other side of this tunnel, it was the same way. I don't know what my problem is. I can't not do it. Oh no, our mine is flooding. Oh no, so much flooding. Why? Oh, we're gonna have to work on that. Oh, water is such a pain. But regardless, turned out really cool. I'm gonna fix it, but we'll probably use this bridge design somewhere else because I love it. Is that not super cool looking? I'd walk through that bridge. I'll tell you what, I walked through it more than once. I think it's fun. I like it. It's pretty awesome. As far as like up here, like this stuff, I think it turned out cool. I did add some secret stuff in here. Oh man. See, I have this like thing. I don't know. In my head, I'm like, do I show them the stuff, the secret stuff that I put in the build, or do I not show them the secret stuff I put in the build? But you know what? It's come to my attention. I really thought about this. It was already at my attention. I don't know why I just said it came to my attention. What I meant to say is, it's like, I really like processed it and thought about it. And a lot of you that watch this maybe don't have Portal Knights on PC, and you won't be able to download this and explore it. So I mean, if you're on PC and you don't want to know all the secrets, then don't watch the videos. Or do watch the videos and just deal with seeing the secrets, because I love having you guys here. But I added a secret thing, so I'm just going to show you. In here, we added... Ooh, do you guys see it? Do you see where it is? Do you notice the secret thing yet? There's a secret little cave tunnel thing right over here. Check this out. Come in here. Oh, it's a little bit dark at first. You have to bear with me. And then, bam, we have the inside of the springs. What purpose do these serve? Zero purpose. No purpose at all. They don't serve anything. There's no reason or rhyme or anything like that for why they exist. They're just neat. And this kind of goes into another little cavern over here. Oh, little cavern. Oh, little cavern. Oh, wow. Oh, look at this little cavern. Wow, with the water flowing through it. Oh, wow, that's neat. That's pretty neat. Look, another little cavern with the blue light things. Pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. Super neat. And then, bam, it flows out here. And that's where that thing comes from. Yeah, so pretty cool. I think it really turned out well. I'm very happy with it. There's nothing I'd change about it. Except, you know, eventually I might come through and change some stuff about it. We'll see. We'll see how the mood strikes me as I do it. Yeah, pretty neat, guys. This is pretty neat. I'm loving it. Now, this path is gonna lead this way around the mountain. Oh. And you kind of come up here, and the next big project we're gonna work on, well, you know what the next one is because we already saw it a couple times, but it's eventually gonna lead over here, and then this corner of the mountain is gonna be a city. This is the major city in the build. This is like where all the people live and stuff happens, but there's other stuff too, obviously. There's like factions and like small villages throughout it, but this is gonna be the main like population of this build. This is where most people are gonna be, is in this quarter of this build with the city. On the way, though, you probably noticed this thing. Bam! Woo! Look at that, guys. It's crazy. What's up with that? That's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. All right, let me tell you guys where my motivation was for this. I'm going to tell you, and you're going to say, great, why? It doesn't look anything like that. But it's what my motivation was. If anybody of you are, if any of you are Skyrim fans, when I made this, in my head, what I kept thinking of, what I was trying to think of, and it really adapted away from it, but Bleak Falls Barrow, the first dungeon you go through in Skyrim. That's what was in my head when I was starting to plan this. I wanted like a kind of in the mountains sort of dungeony thing. And I think, you know, you can see some of the influence there. It kind of got sidetracked and went off with my own thing. But when I started, that's what was in my head. And I think it shows a little bit. You can kind of see it. Not really. It doesn't really see it. It's mostly the fact that they're both dungeons in the side of a mountain. That's where the similarities end. I mean, that's it. But that's what I just wanted to kind of explain to you guys. Like, that's what I was thinking. Now, we did a lot of cool things. So this river actually feeds into this temple. And this is a really cool thing I'm excited about in this build. We haven't done any of the interior yet. There's no inside of the dungeon. Well, look, we got plenty of room to do a dungeon inside of it. there's plenty of room, so we're gonna be able to do some really fun stuff in here. And I have some cool things planned, but that'll be in the next update. But for this one, you'll see I added the water, like the irrigation kind of going on in here. It kind of feeds into like these towers that kind of send the water to different parts of the build. There's water that goes down all of these, like down here, there's another one. In fact, let's kind of start at the top. So this is what I imagine. Oh, actually, let me tell you some of the lore. Okay, let's start back here, because if you're gonna join this, if you're gonna like go into this temple, ideally, before the fracture happened, if you guys don't know a ton about Portal Knight's history, there was this fracture that happened that took the world and just like it exploded, and these different islands got thrown out across the universe in different directions, and you have to teleport to these different islands to explore them. So this island before the fracture must have been attached to something. It must have been attached somewhere, and that's what this bridge is. This was attached, and you would just walk across, and this is how you would get to this, and this is where the entrance would be, and then you would kind of walk up it and into the temple. So that's kind of like the lore behind how this the entrance isn't really here. So you're gonna have to find a more creative way to get into it. You guys see we have leaks going on. The water is tough to build with. I tell you guys, it's not easy to work with. It's a work in progress for sure. You still have to bear with me. But so you kind of show up here, and this is where the entrance is. Now, you see we did some designy stuff here. It's looking pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. I just did this doesn't stand for anything. It doesn't have any like real meaning. These are just cool little design things I made. I cut these out. I did some basalt in the back and some stone in the front. I used the blue those moonstone blocks for lighting behind, and you can't really see them unless you try really hard. So I think it worked out well. It gives us a nice backlighting without showing what the lighting source is, and it's a really cool effect. I like it. We did the same thing kind of down here. And actually, I was just thinking, I was like, man, I need a cool design. What cool design could I use to put in the side of this? And in the past, like for my mage tower, I used the design off of these studded rune stones. Like I took like these little designs and I would remake them on my builds. But I didn't really want to do that again. I wanted to do something unique, so I decided to do this. And you guys might be able to guess. I don't know. It's not super obvious, but my motivation for this one is I was going for like a shark fin. You know, great white shark fin. I thought it was kind of fitting, and it's a cool little design. I think it fits well. And Sapphire Daisies is happy to point out. I believe it was Sapphire Daisies. This is her and Nikki Vaughn. They were pointing out it kind of looks like a face. They were saying it looks like a cyclops at first with the hole in the middle, and then like the smile right there, like this smile right here, and then the hole in the middle. Well, it got a little cyclops thing going on. And then as it continued to evolve, they said it looked like a panda because of the shadows in the eyes. I don't think it really looks like a face anymore. Kind of, maybe a little bit. You got like teeth. Those are like teeth, I guess. Like tusks. I don't know. So silly. It's so silly. But yeah, it's got a little bit of a face thing going on. I try not to, but I can't help it. When you do things symmetrically, it's difficult not to get the face effect. But if we kind of work our way in, we've got those, so the irrigation kind of flows down these stairs and then into the building. So we're going to use this to tie into other things inside the building. There's going to be lots of water and irrigation going on inside this build, which is going to be so cool. I cannot wait to start doing that stuff. It's going to be a blast. But you kind of follow these stairs up, and it's symmetrical, so you see one side, you see both. And this leads in here, and we've got this cool like interior thing going on here. And I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out too. There's still a lot to be done to it, but you know, it's kind of work in progress too. Yeah, but you get a feel for what I'm going for. I did these cool things. These I'm pretty proud of. These turned out awesome. So this is like, oh, there's water down there. How did that happen? I didn't do that. Weird. Okay. Well, there's water down there now. That's a thing. But I just created like a little 2x2 block of those moonstones, and then I put the dungeon walls around them, and then a dungeon ceiling on the bottom. Dungeon floor grate and dungeon cage wall. But you can't put one on the top. There's not a way to get one on the top, or else I would have done that too. But it creates a cool little like magical floating light source. So I don't have to put really any other light sources in here, and it kind of lights it up, makes it look pretty cool. I haven't done any real detailing. I just finished this before I started this video, so you guys will have to, you know, bear with me. Understand that it, like I've said a million times, is a work in progress. I don't know, I just decided to do that right now. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let's get rid of that. Meh. Good enough, whatever. But yeah, so once you get up here, you're in this room. Now you have the ability to go up one of these. So this water's not supposed to be here. Work in progress, guys, I'm telling you. And then you kind of get taken up to this level. And then this level, you gotta step across this water. And then you got these stairs leading up, which will take you into the main entrance of the dungeon. So that's kind of the whole, that's how it all works out. Pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with it. I just, again, yeah, Bleak Falls Barrow was my motivation, and then once I got it started, I just kind of took off with my own creativity and made some really cool stuff. So very happy with it. Oh, and some cool things I did. I don't know. This is the small stuff that I think is pretty fun to point out. Inside of each of these, so when these drain out, I went ahead and I put some of these blocks behind just to give it a little bit of illumination. And something interesting to let you guys know about, if you're building in Portal Knights and you don't know this, these Moonstone blocks and the Sunstone blocks, these two, the Sunstone and the Moonstone block, they don't stop water. Water will flow through these, which is a good thing to know, because when I was doing the springs, actually, I was trying to create the caves so that they had lighting on the bottom from these Moonstones and lighting up here from the Moonstones. So the ceiling of the cave and the bottom of this spring would have the same lighting from the same block. Can't do that though, because the water will flow through and in there, and then I won't have these waterfalls because it'll all be draining through these holes. So just keep that in mind. It's a pretty, you can use it to your advantage. There are cool tricks you can do, like these ones actually, where I put the lighting back there so we have some lighting without stopping the water. So it's a pretty nice thing. It's pretty neat. And I did something at the top similar to that. So when it's nighttime, unfortunately I can't make it nighttime in creative mode, so you just have to imagine with me. When it is nighttime, I have these in here, so it kind of lights up the tops of those. So they should look pretty cool when it gets dark out. Once we actually export this and it goes up live on the Steam Workshop, I will then, for the first time, be able to see what this looks like at night. I bet it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, guys. It's pretty sweet. That's cool. It's a cool thing. I'm happy with it. But it's definitely been a lot of work, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I hope you guys like it too. We're pretty much, that's going to be it for the video, guys. That's everything I had to show you. We made a lot of progress, did a lot of things. Make sure you like the video if you like the project, if you're digging it, if this is cool, if you want to see more of these updates, let me know so that I keep doing them. And then also, make sure if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, guys. If you guys are digging this, you're like, oh, this is pretty neat, I'd like to see where he takes this. So subscribe to the channel. And if you're like, oh, I've got some friends now who'd probably like to see this too, share with them, man. That'd be so sweet if you share this video. I'd be so happy. But thanks again, guys, so much for watching. I appreciate all of you so much. You have been a pleasure as always. And I hope you guys have just the best kind of day. See you later, dudes. Welcome to the end of the video.